All right. So I am so glad to see you guys. Nadia and Amber and Tara and Tanya. And so glad to see you. Oh, Tanya, that red looks so good on you. Red and black.
Thank
Love
you.
those colors.
Well, you have red and black on yourself today, my dear.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I love red and black. It's so fun. Cool, cool. And there's Miss Eileen and Regina and Jenny and Sarah. And we've got lots of Sarahs here today. The last training that I did on this, we had a whole bunch of Jennifers. Like I feel like I was collecting Jennies and Jens and Jennifers. Right, Jenny? Gabriel, we've got like five different Jennifers inside of Activate right now. And we're like, okay, Jen R and Jenny G and keeping everybody straight. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Pop in the chat for me real quick. Where are you guys coming from? Where are you coming from? And how's the weather? I don't know about you. My mom just sent me a picture that it's snowing in Pensacola, Florida. I'm jealous because I'm in Charlotte, which is north, and I would love to have some snow. Awesome. California, how are you doing, by the way? I don't know where Twain is in relation to the fires. Tanya, are you okay?
Yeah, Twain Hart actually is a town named after Mark Twain and Bret Hart, the writers. But we are in Northern
Cool.
California, very far away from the fires.
Okay, thank goodness.
In a
Thank
little
goodness.
town that's so small we don't even have a stoplight.
That's kind of cool. I actually like that. That sounds
Pretty cool.
amazing. Cool. Where else are you guys popping in from? And if you're on Facebook, Calgary, Minnesota, oh my gosh, 19 this morning. Holy cow, 21 Celsius. Massachusetts, 18 degrees. Chester, Virginia. Yeah, it's pretty cold here too. Yeah. New Mexico. Amazing. Illinois, Long Beach, New York. Wow. Okay. So we're all like, we've got like blankets on our laps, right? Anybody else like keep a blanket close by? Yeah, we literally, my house is full of blankets. We've got blankets on the couch, we've got blankets on the chairs, all of the chairs. My kids know when they come here, they can find a nice cozy blanket. So that's awesome. All right, it's 4:03. We're going to get started. So, welcome back. We are diving into two of my favorite things to teach about, which are creating a signature system and creating a signature program. Two different things. What's the difference? And I will share my screen with you guys too. The difference between a signature system and a signature program is a program is actually what people are purchasing. It's how they get to work with you inside of an actual program that you run. So whether it's a 90-day program or a 6-month program or a 1-month program, a signature program is what it is that you become known for over time. And we definitely want to have that. So for those of you that are in my world and have been in my world for a while, Activate Abundance Academy is my signature program. It is actually where the book, The Soulful Abundance System, came from. The Soulful Abundance System is the system, a signature system, right? So I teach the signature system inside of my program, if that makes sense, right? We want to have two of those, right? We want to have one signature program and we want to have a signature system. So we teach the signature system inside of our program. And we want to have both of those because it takes the pressure off of us needing to sell us, right? What, especially with the signature system, or and look, you can call it something else too if it gets confusing. Framework is another word that you can call your signature system. Code, pathway, method, system. Those are all ways that describe something that is your proprietary process. And we want to have our own proprietary process. And by the way, all of you, even if you haven't named it yet, absolutely have a proprietary process. If you're working with clients now, you're just like not really sure what that looks like yet. And that's so fine. Yeah, Kirby's like, I love a good system. Me too. Me too. It makes it easy because the cool thing about a signature system is that you can actually use it in a 90-day program or in a 1-week program or in a 1-day program. It is a series of steps that you're going to take your clients through, no matter what type of program you're teaching. Okay, so that's your signature system or your signature framework. And again, it becomes the basis of your content. It becomes the pathway that people go from one place to another to from where they are on Pain Island to where they want to be on Pleasure Island. So it makes it really, really easy to, gosh, do so many things. Number one, and we're going to dive into all of these today, but it's going to 10x your visibility. It's going to allow you to create consistent content that you get to put on repeat. It's going to allow you to get more visibility on podcasts. It's going to increase your authority and your credibility because you've got a signature system, you've got a proprietary process. And the reason why that's important is because people want to know that you've got a series of steps when they want to work with you. They don't want to, yes, they want to work with you because you're an amazing person, but they need something a little bit more, right? They're like, yes, I love you. And how am I actually going to get my results? Well, I'm going to help you get your results by taking you through this system or taking you through a process. Okay. Not just because I'm an amazing coach, but because I actually have a series of steps, a pathway that you're going to follow. So welcome for those of you that are just popping on. I'm so glad to have you guys here. I am going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to dive in and we're going to start with our signature program. So if we want to create six figures in our business, we absolutely need to have a high-end, high-ticket offer. And if you do not have a high-end, high-ticket offer, then that's okay. We're going to create one today, but I'm going to tell you why it is actually going to be of benefit to not only you and your business, but also to your clients when you have a high-end, high-ticket offer. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And is it going to pull it up? Of course it's not. Hang on just a minute. Let me go grab it again. Gotta love tech, y'all. I'm telling you, today it has just been one thing breaking after another. I'm like, okay, what's next?
It's not
I,
just you. I've been in 4 meetings today and it's happening everywhere. There's something going on with
I'm
Zoom, I
like,
think.
I don't know. Amber, are we in Mercury retrograde or something? Like, what the heck is happening? I don't know. I don't follow that. I didn't think that we were, but I'm like, what is happening? Like, links are breaking and my webpage link broke. And I was like, all right. And now, yeah, so it just is what it is. Oh, good. There's Renee. She's popping in. All right. Let's try this again. We are going to pull up the workbook. Great. And we're going to go to day 2 because here we are in the design. Great. Okay, so design your high-end, high-touch offer. That is going to be the basis of your signature program. And there's actually 4 things that need to be in it. And so we're going to talk about those today. So you know exactly what to put in a high-end, high-touch offer that doesn't just make it something with a high-end price point, but actually helps your people get the results that they want. And it allows them to say yes in a much easier way. Great. So why do we want a high-end, high-touch offer? The main reason that we want a high-end, high-touch offer is because if we think about, a offer that's priced, say, at $3,000. By the way, for those of you that don't know, a average, and this is average, there's going to be people that sell this for more, and there's going to be people that sell this for less, but an average 90-day program, coaching program, wellness program is $3,000. And that was back in 2015. Okay. So if you are sitting here wondering whether or not you are pricing your program, a one-on-one program, appropriately, if it is priced less than $3,000, then you're actually behind even the 2015 rate. Okay. So why do we want to have a high-end, high-touch offer? Well, think about it. If you're just starting and you've got a small audience, by the way, I have a relatively small audience. I only have 1,500 people in my Facebook group. I only have about 5,000 people on my list. Like in the realm of things where people are looking at 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 people on their list, that's pretty small. I hit my first 6 figures in my business in 6 months with a Facebook group of 500 people. When you have a small audience, it is imperative that you have a high ticket offer because you don't have enough of an audience you don't have enough people in your audience to sell $97 offers, right? Think about it. If you want to create $10,000 in your business every single month, you've got to get that offer in front of a lot of people every single month, right? So if we were to do the math, I always say the math has to math, right? If we want to create $10,000, whoops, 10,000 divided by, let's just say 100, we need to sell 100 offers every single month. Okay. Now, that means that you need to get in front of 3 times more than that, which means that actually 300 people need to see the offer, which means it actually needs to get in front of 1,000 people in order for those 1,000 people who might see it or that will actually click on it and decide whether or not they want to actually learn more about it and say yes. So that means you need to have a pretty darn audience. It means you need to be growing your audience by 1,000 people every single month. That's a big, heavy lift when you're trying to do that organically. Okay. Especially when you're brand new. Okay. Especially when you're starting. So when we're just starting, we do not want to lead with $97 offers or $100 offers. It doesn't mean that there's not a place for it. As a matter of fact, we do have a place inside of what I like to call our offer suite. We have a high-end offer that's priced at 3,000 or above. We had a mid-tier offer, and then we've got this little bite-size offer that's typically priced around $100 or under. You might hear many people calling that a trust offer. It allows people to kind of dip their toe in the water. But if we want to actually create 6 figures in our business and have consistent 8 to 10K months every single month, then we need to really do the math and make sure the math maths and make sure that we are pricing it appropriately, but we're also got the energy capacity to deliver it, right? So do you have the capacity to deliver, something, 15 people a week or more? Like that's something that we want to take a look at. We want to make sure that it matches, right? We want to make sure that the number of people that we want to work with in a high ticket offer matches our capacity for actually being able to deliver it. Right. But the beauty of having a high ticket, high touch offer is that you are actually going to be making it so extremely special and wraparound support for this person that there's almost no way that they can't get their result. Right. The only way they can't get their result is if they don't show up. Now, let's think about that in terms of a $100 offer. Many of you guys may have even purchased $1,000 offers or $2,000 offers that are sitting still on your desktop. Anybody purchased a DIY program that was low priced that you never really went through the whole thing yet? Yeah. Low ticket offers don't necessarily mean that there's a transformation. So a high ticket offer that's going to give them wraparound support and high touch is actually going to make sure that they're getting the results. Why? Because they have access to you. It's going to be private. It's going to be one-on-one. It's going to allow them to collapse the timeline, right? Versus selling a low-end offer that they may or may not even get into, right? So the lower the price on the offer, typically what we see is you need more people, but then those more people get less results. Crazy, right? Right? Think about that. Like a course or a program that you purchase for $100 or $1,000 or even $2,000. If you don't have access to the coach or to the person, it's going to be really, really hard for you to get results. Why? Because we take ourselves out. We do that, right? If we don't have to show up for a call, we won't, right? If there's no accountability there, typically we're not going to actually take action. So your high-end, high-touch offer is going to create accountability. You're going to actually take the person through your signature system. They have to actually show up to the calls, which means they're going to get results, right? They're going to have your heart, they're going to have your brain, they're going to have your support actually taking them through the actions, right? So they are going to get their results in a bigger way. The other reason why a high priced offer actually helps people get results and is of service to your client is because it's really easy to kind of burn $100, right? But nobody's really going to want to burn $3,000, right? Anybody feel like just lighting that on fire? Probably not, right? So when they invest, what are they doing? They're putting their time, they're putting their energy, they're putting their commitment all behind it so that they themselves are actually going to show up. So the price is actually creating a level of accountability for them, right? It's like, I don't really want to burn this. I don't really feel like showing up for the call today because I've got my stuff coming up. but I'm going to do it because I don't want to burn 3 grand, right? Anybody else know that when they invest money that they're actually going to show up for a program that they, invested in? Yeah, me too. I'm like, I'm not willing to burn it. I might be willing to burn $100 if I'm tired or I really don't want to do it, but I'm not going to burn 3 grand. Sorry, not happening. Right. So we want to have a high-end offer as part of what we call our offer suite. We're not going to go into the mid-tier offer or the bite-size offer today because we just don't have enough time. But that is something that I teach inside of Activate Abundance Academy to make sure that you have all three. And the other reason why we want to have all three is because then we get a seat on the bus for everybody, right? We've got the people that want the wraparound support and want the private and the one-on-one support, right? We've got the people that are like, you know what? That sounds amazing. And I think maybe I want to work with you for a smaller amount of time. Maybe instead of 6 months or 3 months, I work with you for 6 weeks. Or maybe instead of a one-on-one program, I work with you in a group program. Okay. And then we have a little bite-size offer for people that are like, you know what? I'm not sure where I need to go. I just know that I need to start. And so I'm just going to kind of dip my toe in the water here. So when we have those three things as part of our offer suite, you are going to get to 6 figures that way. Make sense? Anybody have any questions so far about that? I'm just going to stop the share real quick, even though we didn't really go over anything on that page yet. Any questions around why we really need to have a high ticket offer in order for us to get to 6 figures? Okay, good. Now, there's 4 things that we want to put in each offer. And so inside of your workbook, we're going to talk about those 4 things. The first thing that we want to do inside of a high-end offer is we want to get clear on how are we helping our people create momentum. Momentum. So the first thing is how are we helping them get a return on their investment quickly? All right, so there's a lot of different things that could look like. For example, maybe you have a kickoff call with them before you even get started to help them with something. Maybe you're doing a pantry clean out. Maybe you're doing a hormone assessment. Maybe you are, doing a deep dive into something before they actually start their program. Everybody who joins Activate Abundance Academy, we typically make sure that they get a return on investment within the first 30 days. That's our goal. We want to make sure that the people that are coming into our program are starting to get results quickly. We don't want you to wait until the end of the year before you start making money. So when we take people into Activate Abundance Academy, their first 30 days is focused on creating a cash infusion in their business, right? The first 5 that join us actually get the private cash infusion with me directly, which means that we have one-on-one calls for that first 30 days. They get Voxer access to me. They get my eyeballs on email, on their offers, on all of it, right? That's how I can make sure that people are getting value quickly and a return on investment. So think about what would be one thing that you could do to help your clients create momentum quickly, right? Depending on, the length of your program, right? If it's a year-long program or a 6-month program, we really want them to get results pretty quickly within the first 30 days, right? If it's a 3-month program, maybe that looks like something special that they don't normally have access to. Okay. If it's a VIP day, which that's another model, some people run their high-end offer as a VIP day. Great. Which, again, VIP days can be priced anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to $10,000, right? Lots of different ways that could happen. So with a VIP day, that might look like maybe they get a limo ride from the airport, or, maybe they get if it's on a smaller level, maybe you're taking them out to lunch or giving them a massage, gift certificate or something, or you have somebody actually come in and do the massage. That's something that I did for my clients, and I've actually been on the other end of that as well with some group programs, is they would bring a massage therapist in for a small group VIP day, and we would get a massage. So what is it that we can create momentum with? Okay. The other, anybody have any questions around some ideas that they would like my support around, coaching around momentum? No, you guys are good? Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is actually, it's less for me because it doesn't fit me, but I know so many people in this space. I was just at a networking group today and it came up, and I'm sure that there's somebody on the phone here that like is the same. But how do in-person service-based people like massage or energy work or those types of things. They're all in health and wellness and
Mhm.
doing something very similar. How do they create a a high ticket offer?
Yeah, yeah. So if that's a really good question. So it really depends on their business model. If they are working in the massage area, again, I really work more with people who are coaches or practitioners that have a period of time. So we need to create a container. That's really, really important. If you're just trading time for dollars, that's not going to work well because time for dollars is going to create an actual ceiling, right? If we're just, for example, when I was a massage therapist and I was charging $50, I think back in the day for a 1 hour massage, that I'm at like I can only massage one person at a time. Right? Like that's not going to work, which means that, and there's only so many per day that I could do. Right. So, in order for me to actually have a high-end offer, what I ended up doing was I incorporated coaching into my practice. So, I incorporated wellness coaching and health coaching into it. So, I had a combination of massage therapy at the time. And then I also had functional nutrition and some health and some life coaching in there. Okay. If you are, again, doing in a service-based holistic practice that doesn't allow you to work with more than one person at a time, that's something that we do need to kind of figure out whether that is a group program, whether it's a training, whether it's something, for example, one of my clients, Steph, Margaret, she's an energy worker, right? So while she does healing touch one-to-one, she also takes people through VIP days, like half day VIP days for a group of people. And then she's also has a 6-week program that teaches her process or her system, right? So there's a lot of ways that we can do that, but we do want to break out of the time for dollars. Okay. And again, the reason why is because if somebody wants to lose 50 pounds, I'm just going to, start with the weight loss thing because that seems to be what, a lot of people struggle with or women are struggling with that they ask for. And I'm looking at Stephanie, and Stephanie helps people lose weight. We can't help them lose 50 pounds in one session. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Like, I wish we were magicians like that, but that's not going to happen, right? They need to be in a container of time, right? So, what are the options? Sure, they could pay by session, right? However much you want to charge per session, but there's no accountability behind that, right? Or we could take them through a container of time, like 90 days or 6 months. When they do that, again, there is an investment of time and energy and money behind that, which means they're going to show up and they are going to get results,
So
right? Mhm.
yeah, so but they could say, or they could offer like a 3 month package or a 6 month package, even though it's still one-on-one.
I wouldn't
No,
do
that
that.
you,
Yeah.
no.
Because that's still, yes, you can do a package with that, but that's not really something that's going to work long term because again, you can only take so many people, right? You can
Mhm.
only serve so many people. And so we really want to make sure that we are creating more of a container of time for us to work in. So that might mean that they get something else in between their sessions, right? It just depends on what type of business you have. By the way, if you want support around this and you haven't booked your holistic business assessment, y'all need to do that because you get my brain and my eyeballs around that. So book your holistic business assessment with me and I can help you figure that piece out. Nadia, yeah, go ahead.
So if I just do virtual visits, right, and I have like a 30-day or 90-day package,
Mhm.
what would a 30-day like momentum look like? Because you talk about
Mhm.
pantry clean out. Is that something you're going to visit, like a home visit, or just doing it with them virtually? What does that look like? Because I'm thinking even like a grocery
Mhm.
haul, right? Like,
Mhm. Yeah. So again, if it's in person, that might be, I'm sorry, if it's virtual, that might not be the best
right.
example. Of course you could, have them take their, I actually did a closet clean out with a stylist. And so I took my, she's in New York and I'm in North Carolina. So yes, I took my, computer with me. So yeah, you could do that. But again, we want to think about, and this all comes down to your ideal client. What is she struggling with? Or he's struggling with, and what is going to help them to create momentum in a quick way, right? So
think-
it just depends on your ideal client, Nadia.
May I just run something by you really quick in terms of an
Sure, and
idea?
then I need to move on because this is actually a part of a training piece. It's yeah, but yeah, go ahead for sure.
I'm finding that a lot of my ideal clients, it's not about the food or the workout, it's about time management. So is it
Mhm.
just sitting down with them and managing what their schedule
Mhm.
look like and when they can integrate certain things like habits?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you know that that your people struggle with time management, then the momentum part of it could be, hey, we're going to do a kickoff call and we're going to help you get dialed in specifically around how you can manage your time to make room for not only, the program that you're taking them through, but whatever else it is that is taking them, creating them to be sidetracked.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Abby, can you come off mute real quick? Because I want you to, you asked me a good question in here and I just want to make sure that I understand it. So tell me who it is that you work with. You're looking for quick win examples for someone who isn't B2B. Tell me more.
Yeah, thank you. No, I was just so you want to know who I work with. I'm still kind of bouncing back and forth on that. But so for example, one of my ideal client avatars would be like mothers breaking cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So like the like you're saying, the fast track sort of bonus, like
Mm-hmm.
30-day, the momentum starter. I
Mm-hmm.
was just asking for like if you knew of any examples for what that would look like for someone like who's not business to business
Oh
selling.
yeah. Yeah. I don't think many people here are business to business. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are coaches and healers are actually not business to business. Yeah. So for sure, if somebody is a mom and she is looking for, what is it that she struggles with that you could help her with right away? Is there anything that you can think of?
No, I have to sit and think about that one for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we would want to take a look at, right? Is what is something that she's asking for that you can help her create a win around? Right? So again, is it that she wants to, like Nadia, get time, get information or get her time, dialed in? Like, what is the main struggle that she's struggling with, so that we know exactly, where to work with her. So this is where uncovering and knowing your ideal client is going to be super helpful, so that we can provide inside of our high-end offer something that would feel amazing for her to get started with, so that we know that she knows that she's going to create some momentum there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so number one is momentum. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. And actually, I'm just going to pull up a little bit of a different workbook here, you guys, so that you can see this in writing, just so that you can get some other ideas too. So it could be even a starter checklist or a group seminar or class. It could be a special report. Some of you do assessments, right? So I know Jenny Gabriel here, she's a nutritional therapist. She does the nutritional assessment questionnaire. It might also be that you are, giving them maybe, I'm thinking of Jenny, their first month of supplements, right? So again, sky's the limit here, but what we want to do is get them generating results immediately so they feel the value of their investment. Okay. The second piece is we want to include some expertise. So training materials, right? More than just the one-on-one calls with you, more than just the trainings with you. What are some extra things that you can put in there that they would have access to even in between the calls? So, for example, done for you templates or checklists. If you're working with people, I know Jessica was here around, singing. Are there specific scripts or something specific that they're going to use for their vocal cords? Maybe written materials that you've used even in the past. Are there any specific training or teaching topics that you could gift them that maybe isn't part of it? So I'll tell you exactly how I use this as a health coach and a functional nutritionist is I had, when people worked with me one-on-one in either the 6-month or the 3-month offer with me, they got access to my 6-week group program. So that was a 6-week foundational program that they got access to. So they were basically getting 6 weeks of support for free. Okay, they could start right away with the group program, and then we continued for another 90 days. And so that helped them not only create momentum, but it also gave them something of added value that was including expertise or training. Okay. Number 3 is how are we delivering it, right? So are you delivering it in a private session? Are you delivering it in a VIP day or a virtual? Is it group? There are lots of group, programs that are $3,000 or higher. Is it maybe a short emergency check-in? Are there any extra calls that might come with it? Are you adding some emails in there? So these are the different elements that we're looking at of how you deliver the results that your clients are investing in. Are you doing an evaluation? By the way, this is an old handout, so you can see that, yep, it is not looking too good. It is all wonky jawed up there. Maybe you want to give them access to a seminar or retreat too, right? So if you are delivering it in a retreat, that is another thing. So how are you actually going to deliver the coaching pieces and also the pieces that are helping them to create momentum, right? Number 4 is going to be our bonuses. Okay, so bonuses, what can we put inside of the program that is something that they would actually pay for? So even the 6-week program, while that was part of extra training that they had access to, they had access to an entire membership portal, right? A bonus was also that as well. So that actually doubled as a bonus, right? One of the things that we do inside of Activate is we bonus our people with a free membership, 6 months membership to our copywriter, Laura Mashanktono's Smart Writer. So why? Because I know that many of us get stuck when we're first trying to figure out how to attract people into our ecosystem and what to say, that we tend to look at blank screens, right? So what can we do to help our clients collapse the timeline? We give them access for free for 6 months to Laura's Smart Writer, which actually helps them to create sales pages, helps them to create emails, helps them to create Facebook posts. It helps them to create content that also matches their voice, right? And their ideal client. So it's really, really cool. So that's a bonus. Like that is a bonus that people could normally pay for, but they're getting it for free when they join the program. So think about, are there any topic specific virtual intensive that you even offer? For example, inside of Activate Abundance, they also get access to Holistic Business Foundations. And this Friday, we're doing a whole VIP day all about branding, right? We're going to dive into branding with archetypes, do an entire 5-hour day to uncover what is your archetype that your ideal clients, are attracting, or that you're attracting your ideal clients to, and how to actually create branding so that you know exactly what words to say, what images to use, and what is actually attracting ideal clients into your ecosystem. So that's another bonus. That's a topic specific virtual intensive that we do. Okay. You might have pay in full bonuses as well, right? So some people might have pay in full bonuses. For example, I have a pay in full bonus. When you pay in full for Activate, you get a whole half-day VIP day with me. Just you and me, private bonus. I typically charge $5,000 for that, but you get it for free. So it's a bonus, right? It's something that somebody could pay for, but we're bonusing it for them. It could be fast action bonuses, like additional assessments or trainings. Maybe some of you have access to replays that you've done in the past, or maybe you have access to meditations or recordings or things that you've done, right? That could be a bonus. If you are doing a group class or doing, a seminar, you could give them a free ticket to that. There's a lot of different things that we can add inside of our trainings, right? Inside of our high-end offers. So the 4 things that we want to focus on here, and you've got this in your workbook. Number 1 is create momentum. Number 2, include the expertise. Number 3, how are you delivering it? So include how you're going to be delivering it so that they know. And then number 4, add the bonuses. Okay. What this does is it creates an amazing experience. That's what I want you to think about. A high-end, high-ticket offer is about creating an experience for somebody. It's about giving them what they need and also helping them accelerate their growth while having an amazing experience, right? So, notice what we talked about with creating momentum, including expertise, including the delivery and the bonuses. It's so much more than just 12 one-on-one calls, right? Can everybody agree that when we have an offer like this, it's not just like, oh, come work with me for $3,000 and you get 12 one-on-one calls? No, right? So we really want to make sure that we are getting our brain wrapped around what we are doing is we're creating a container of time, right? And Tanya's like 3K sounds low. Yeah. In my brain, 3K sounds low too, by the way. I know that was a while ago, but I just saw that. Absolutely. So again, we are helping them, with these different things. It's not like, and this is where a lot of coaches and practitioners and life coaches and healers get stuck, is they think about it in terms of like going to get a massage or going to a therapist, right? You don't have access to your massage therapist in between sessions. At least I don't. And I never offered that as a massage therapist, right? You don't have access to, a talk therapist in between sessions, right? You can't text them and be like, hey, I'm really struggling right now. Can we hop on an extra call? Be like, well, actually, I've got time next week at blah, 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 right? So this is not trading time for dollars. This is creating a container of time that gives wraparound support so that person gets an experience to help them get the results quickly. Make sense? Yeah. And it is something that they absolutely want. Why? Because they know that they're going to have access to you, because they know that they're going to get these extra bonuses that are going to help them get their result quicker. Yeah. Cool. So it's more than just buy my 90-day program. It's come work with me so that I can help you get the results. These are the ways we're going to get you the results. You're going to start off with a quick, kickstart session. We're going to add these extra bonuses, these extra trainings. You're going to have access to me in between calls. And again, you get to set the boundaries for that if that's something that you want to include, right? You get to customize this in a way that works with you, with your time, with your energy capacity. Okay. That's why we like to customize it for our clients, because not everybody is the same, right? So we want to help you customize what you're going to put in your high-end offer. Okay. Any other questions about high-end offer before we move into signature systems? Do you see the value in your business of having a high-end, high-ticket offer? Hopefully I'm getting a lot of yeses. Go ahead and pop yes in the chat if you do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Regina, go ahead and schedule a chat with me. If you would, do your holistic business audit, and that way we can talk more about what to put in a high-ticket offer for you. Tanya's like, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So again, they're going to have skin in the game. They're going to show up. They're going to implement because nobody wants to burn it, right? They're going to get bonuses. They're going to have momentum. They're going to be delivering. They're going to have all this great access to you. They're getting think about this as being wraparound one-on-one support, okay? Or wraparound high-end support, okay? It doesn't have to be one-on-one. It could actually be in a group too. Okay, but we can maybe, if you're running a group, maybe you add in some one-on-one sessions to them. Maybe you add in some SOS calls. Maybe you start off with a group kickoff session around something specific. Okay, again, there's lots of ways that we can do this. If you're unsure, book your holistic business strategy session with me, and I will absolutely help you figure that out. All right, let's dive into signature system, because 90% of the people that I see in the industry do not have one of these. And it's important that you do. And I know that it was a huge game changer for me when I figured out my signature system. I want you to think about your signature system is really going to allow you to break through the noise and the saturation that you feel is happening in the health and wellness industry or the life coaching industry or the energy working industry, whatever, industry that you're in. It is going to allow you to break through the noise because it is going to allow you to have a bridge, a process that you take people through, right? Which means that you get to be the standout leader in your field because you've got a process, right? It's not just, I've got this program, right? It's not just that I have Activate Abundance Academy. It's that you actually learn the entire Soulful Abundance system that I take you through, right? It is a system. First, we're going to align. We're going to get clear that we're dialing in on our mindset, right? That we are energetically in a place that we are drawing the right clients to us, right? Energetically in a place where we're showing up and we're taking action because it feels good instead of trying to sneak out the back door, right? Then we're going to design, right? By the way, you guys are learning the Soulful Abundance system over the course of these next several days. This is a signature system, right? This is what I work with my clients on, whether you work with me in Activate or a VIP day. These are the pieces that you get. We're going to design your system. We want to make sure that you have your offer suite, your high-end, mid-tier, low-tier offer. We want to make sure that you have a signature system that you can use to put on repeat. Okay. We're also going to make sure that you have your freedom calendar dialed in because we do not want to work and burn the candle at both ends and work 24/7. I'm a hell no for that. It needs to be sustainable. If it's not sustainable, if we don't have a schedule dialed in, if we don't know what we're going to do on a daily basis and we are outside of our capacity, we're going to either burn out or we're going to start resenting our business. And if we start resenting our business, what does that do with client attraction? Energetically, it cuts it off, right? If we resent our business or if we are underpricing our services, there's some resentment there too, right? So we want to make sure that these are all dialed in and we're both in alignment with our energetic capacity and the system and process. Okay. So your signature system is also going to be what allows you to 10x your income, your impact, and your opportunities. Okay. Really, really important. This is why it happens in the very, very beginning, right? In the design module, we're going to get this dialed in before we even start attracting people into our ecosystem. How does it do this? Well, number one, it becomes the basis of all your content. Think about it. If you have a signature system, and let's just say that there's 5 steps in it, you've got your content. You can talk in 1 month, you can cover, or in week 1 of 1 month, you can cover your first step. And in week 2 of the same month, you can cover your second step, right? You can use that as a basis of your content. Okay. You can also use your signature system to create more visibility to get on a podcast. They're always looking for something special. Well, it's going to be new and it's going to be special because nobody has your signature system. Nobody does. It's a proprietary process. And that doesn't mean that you have to have it trademarked. It just means it is a way that is going to organize information for your ideal client, right? In a series of steps. By the way, that is one of the biggest things that people invest in, which is organization of information. Organization of information. Okay, so it's going to do that for you. It's going to help you organize information, and it's going to, which is number 3. So number 1, it's going to, I can't even remember what I said for number 1. What did I say, Stephanie?
The basis of all of your content.
There you go. Thank you, Tanya. Oh my God. Oh, I need more coffee or tea today. Basis of your content, getting more visible with your podcasts, right? Letting it be, something that is going to allow you to get in front of more people, right? It also allowed me to create a book. Okay. So it's going to allow you to repurpose things as well. It is going to help you with more opportunities because it is going to allow you to talk to people about your process, right? So if I was going to collaborate with somebody, I would say, hey, I would love to teach my process. I would love to teach my system to your audience or to your group program, right? When I was working and collaborating with doctors and health practitioners, I would talk about my 6-week wellness program. And it was a 6-step system that I would take people through, right? Well, yeah. Do you think that they're going to, instead of just saying, oh yeah, go work with Chris because she's a health coach, they're going to say, go work with Chris because she's got a system. She's got a 6-step system that is, she's going to take you through so that you get to have these XYZ results. So it can increase your opportunities with the collaborations as well. Okay. Again, we talked about the book. Another way that it's going to help you, it's going to allow you to create trainings just like this. This is a nurture event all around my system, right? So it's going to allow you to show up and teach your system. Okay, so that is hugely impactful. Why? Because people get to see you, know you, decide whether they like you or trust you before you even invite them to work with you. Okay. And as a matter of fact, inside of Activate Abundance, when they do nurture events, they're doing it just like you're seeing me do it, talking about their system. Now, why is that important? Because now you have a process that you get to hone and master. Hone and master. Every time we're doing an event, we're not like trying to recreate the wheel each time. When you have a signature system that you begin to teach to people, you get to hone and master that process, right? Which makes it so easy every single time because then we start duplicating it, right? And we're not starting at square one every single time trying to recreate the wheel. Okay. Steph, how are you using your signature system? By the way, Stephanie is our tech coach. She's also been through Activate Abundance and also our mastermind. And she supports all of our people inside of the Academy. How
I
do you
love
use
this.
it?
Well, I love this question because the way I run my business and the way I created my signature program, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is different. So than what somebody else might do. Because for you, Chris, you take people through very specific pillars of your
Mhm.
program, which makes sense. And you have to do one before you get to the other. Mine is more of a process. Mine is more of a cyclical process that I go through with my clients every time we meet. And but I call it the boss mode framework for behavioral change.
Mhm.
It's so you know, we have to, but every time you're working on a goal or action, you have to work through this whole entire process to make it successful for you. And it's really important to getting success. So the way I do
Mhm.
mine is that I teach it during my masterclass, my nurture event, and I start out with understanding the problem, what are some of the actions that somebody wants to do. But the third day of my event, I walk through that framework and
Mhm.
say, this is how you take everything we just did and make it really happen in your life. And
Mhm.
say, this is step one, this is what we have to start with, and do it right now in your workbook. This is step two, this is the next thing you need to do. Write it
Mhm.
down in your workbook. And I give them a place for them to put the information from all these pillars, which is their first thing that they can do over the next 2 weeks. And as an example for them. And that's my promise, is you'll at least come away with a way to create your own roadmap. You can work with me, or you
Mhm.
can, buddy up with somebody in your life and say, I want you to help to hold me accountable to this. But those are important parts of the process. Support is one of the most important parts of the process, and that
Yeah.
support and accountability. And then um, that's the last part of the S. So
The boss. Yeah.
yeah, so that's how I use mine. And I struggled with it at first because I'm like, but how I work doesn't, I don't, it's custom, right? It's health and wellness.
Mhm.
Not everybody needs to start in the exact same place.
Yeah.
I personally don't want a one size fits all off the shelf program. I personally want
Mhm.
something that the person in front of me needs this right now, and they know what they need, and I'm going to help them get to that thing.
Mhm.
And so for me, that was where, so if any of you are struggling like, oh, well, I don't have this sequential program, you can still make a system for yourself.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So it can be sequential or it could be like pillars, right? Or it could even be circular, right? Where
And
people can
mine's a
come in,
circle.
yeah. So Steph's is circular and it's the boss method. And it's, people can come in at any time. Yeah, Eileen, yours is too because you do yours based on the seasons, right? But the beauty of this is it is what Stephanie is known for. When I hear the boss method, I know that that's Stephanie Pasniokis. Like that's her. And so all of her content is around the boss method. She can create freebies, also. That's another way that we can 10x our opportunities and our impact. For example, those of you that were here yesterday for live got the abundance alignment, right? Well, that's step one, all about alignment. So that was a freebie that was created around the first step, which is aligning to our own abundance. right? So your system, again, is going to be what is making it so much more simple and less complicated when we start thinking about running our business. What is it that we're going to offer? Opportunities that we come in as well. Yeah, absolutely. So, Steph, tell us more. I want to hear more about the Boss Academy and what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. So I have a couple of offers. I do one-on-one work. I'm a health and wellness coach that I really focus on energy and physical energy. So a lot of people do Reiki and things like that. That's not the energy I'm necessarily talking about, but I'm talking about cellular energy, how our bodies work,
Mhm.
and how we can turn that back on, because with disease, it's off a lot of times.
Mhm.
For many people,
Mhm.
it's off. And um, so what I do is in my group coaching program, I start out with one-on-one, 3-month and 6-month, and I have a group coaching 6-month now. And and it's depends on what the person needs, right? Just like you, it's
Mhm.
where somebody really fits. And we really walk through. We have, I don't know how much you want to know about my program, but the way I structured my group coaching program, for example, is, we have weekly group coaching sessions. There's a resource library where I will point people to if
Mhm.
if they need it. I'm always upgrading, so I'm working on a new system to make that really easy for people. Right now, I use Google Drive. You can start wherever you are. Um, and don't let perfect get in the way of the good, because there's people that I've helped that I wouldn't
Mhm.
have been able to help if I was waiting for perfect, right? So they have that. I do a special 6-week program called Keys to Energetic Health, which is more educational, and I offer that to everybody in the program as a way to really get some of the understanding of how their body works, and they can start. I've had people end up going through a certain class and go, oh my gosh, the light bulb went off. That is me. And it's like, great. We wouldn't have come across that otherwise if we didn't have
Mhm.
some information. And now we have something we can work with. I also offer some extra one-on-one sessions in there. So if there's something private we don't want to talk about over the group coaching call or
Mhm.
something like that, there's a few one-on-ones. So there's a one-on-one at the beginning, one-on-one at the end, and then 3 little ones in the middle that you can take whenever you want. So all of
Mhm.
these other ways where it's not just, hey, you show up every 2 weeks. I hope,
Mhm.
the idea is that you get to do more and add on as needed. If you're in my program and there are extra add-ons that aren't included, everybody in my program gets a client discount off of
Mhm.
anything else.
Mhm.
Um, they'll get, some free workshops or cooking classes when I do them. If they want to join, they're able to join.
So how has this signature system that you've got, Steph, how has that made a difference in your business as far as growing your business? I know you've had like amazing success with your business as a health coach, and a nutritional coach.
Yeah. So the way I use the system is that it's a lot about what I talk about, and I spend a lot of time on the second part, but I actually have posts, I have information, I do weekly trainings, and I'll talk about how do you overcome obstacles. I want to do
Mhm.
this. How do I overcome
Mhm.
obstacles? Well, that's step 2, right? So
Mhm.
we've got belief. We'll talk about mindset. We've got the blueprint, your actions. How do you break things down into actions? How do you make it make sense? Because you
Mhm.
can't just get from the peak of one mountain or the valley all the way to the top of
Mhm.
the mountain by teleporting, because we haven't figured that out yet. You have to climb
Right.
the mountain, and you take it one step at a time, and our health is no different. So that's my second step. So my framework helps me communicate about how you make change in
Like
your
that.
health, because a lot of
Yeah.
people have information but they don't know how to apply it, and my framework helps apply it. And so I can teach those little parts. And so a lot of my posts will be, you need to take one action, start with one action. Action creates motivation. It can be small, it should be stupid simple. I'll talk about things like
Mhm.
that. I'll say, hey,
Mhm.
didn't get that workout done this morning, or didn't drink that water, why?
Mhm.
What was in your way? How can you shape your path? How can you make it happen? What can you make it
Yeah.
so that it's easier for yourself? And all of these are steps in my framework.
Right. And so what I want everybody to kind of hear here is it's organization, right? It's organization of information, right? So because Stephanie has the system, now she has content that she can create, right? She has got a system that people can see that they can follow to get their health results. And it helps also with Stephanie's brain too, to be like, okay, like, yeah, this is the process that I'm taking people through. These are the different things that I can talk about. This is the way that I can actually present it to people, right? So that is actually really awesome. And that is the benefit also of having a signature system, is when we make sense, not only in our brain, but we can make sense for other people. That is going to be a huge difference. And then again, because it makes sense in Stephanie's brain, she's not waking up going, oh my God, what do I do today to build and grow my business? Right? She's like, okay, like this is what I'm doing to, invite people into, working with me. This is what I can do to, help somebody create some momentum or take that next step. Hmm. Yeah. Do you feel like that made such a big difference, even outside of like, okay, yeah, these are basics, but this piece, once I got a handle on this, allowed you to exponentially grow your business stuff?
Yeah, because I was able to talk about what I do in a consistent way. I think that's important just because it's how you communicate in the language you use. If you don't have something that you're always going back to that you feel really defines something that's really important about how you work with someone, you're going to change what you say all the time. And
Hmm.
it's going to be really hard for people to really connect you with something. And as you said, it actually helps me. It does help me communicate and help me think about, and it's also something that I actually do in my coaching sessions. And so it really just keeps me like on track in all the ways. And
Yes, on track. Oh my God. Anybody else feel like they get drawn off track and chasing bright, shiny objects? Yeah, I know I did. I'm like, oh, wait, I think I should be doing this. Oh, wait, I think I should be doing this, right? So when you have your signature system, it is also going to help you stay on track, right? And we're going to dive into this tomorrow, by the way, you guys. We're going to be talking about how are you bringing new people into your ecosystem and how are you nurturing them? One of the ways that you're going to bring new people in your ecosystem is by talking about your signature system and sharing content. Right? Another way that we're actually going to be nurturing people and creating connections with people is by teaching your system, right? You guys right now are in what I love to call a nurture event. It is a way where I get to share value. I get to lead with value. I get to help you guys create epiphanies and quick wins and ahas. I get to teach you a system, right? So that you can decide whether or not this is something that is going to benefit you. Right. And when you do that, it allows you to, again, hone and master the process. And then it allows you to actually have a consistent and a sustainable system that you put on repeat yourself. Right. And when you've got that, then we start really rolling. We start rocking and rolling, right? Because now we're not second guessing ourselves anymore. We've got clarity, we've got focus, we've got organization, we know what we're doing, and all of that happens. So having a signature system is going to exponentially help you with that. And we are absolutely going to help you with that. Don't worry if this still isn't, kind of gelling. If it's not making sense, we're going to help you with that inside of Activate Abundance Academy. So for those of you that are the fast action takers, the one that are like, yep, you know what, Chris, I know you. I've been in your world for a while. I want your support inside Activate Abundance Academy. I'm opening it up just for you guys one day early and at a very special rate. Nobody else is going to get this rate. It is only for the people that are showing up live. The website has got a different price. So just want you guys to know this. Like if you go to the website, do not click on the links there for anything because it is going to be a higher price on the website. For those of you that are here with me, if you want the extra support that we've got inside of Activate Abundance Academy, by the way, you get one-on-one calls every single month. If you're struggling with tech, we just heard from Steph today. She's your tech coach. You get a 30-minute call with her. She's going to help you with any back-end tech. Do you struggle with messaging? You're not sure what to say? Great. We've got a messaging coach. Ashley Fina is our messaging coach. She's going to help you with that. Are you struggling with organization or, how to structure your day or organize the information? Carrie Thomas is actually our productivity coach. So we give you one-on-one calls every single month, in addition to 4 quarterly strategy sessions with me. I want my eyeballs on your business. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what you're doing every single quarter, every single month to bring new people into your ecosystem. I want to be able, that's where you and I are going to get down and dirty and customize it. Okay. You're also going to get a 30-day private cash infusion with me if you're one of the first 5. Okay, so the first 5 get a private 30-day session with me where you and I are going to have 2 one-hour calls, plus you're going to have access to me in a voice messaging app called Voxer, and also email so that you've got my brain and my eyeballs with you during this whole process. My intention is for you to create 2K to 10K in your first 30 days. Everybody who has worked with me in a 30-day container like this has made a minimum of $2,000 in their first 30 days. Yeah, absolutely. And most of them make more. As a matter of fact, Amber, who you're going to hear from a little bit later, she just created $26,000 and she just joined us at the end of November. Okay, so if this is something that you know that you resonate with and you want the extra support and you want to learn exactly how to build and grow your business in a way that feels like we're just inviting somebody to take the natural next step with us, Activate Abundance Academy is open for enrollment. The special price is you can either make one payment of $16K, or you can put $1,000 down today and make 12 payments of $1,333. Okay, that's only for you guys here that are live. Yep, Jen's here, so much value. If you go to the website, you will see that it is actually 12 payments of 1,500. Okay, so there's a different price there. And the one-time offer is also a little bit different, the one payment offer. So if this is something that you're interested in, you've got 48 hours to decide. I'm not going to make you decide like before you hop off this call today. I don't roll like that. Yes, it is a 12-month contract. Absolutely. And the reason why is because we only take a select amount of people into it because we want to make sure that you have wraparound support. Okay. I don't want 100 people in this program. I don't have the capacity to have my brain with 100 people. Okay. I'm not going to do that. So we take 15 people into each cohort. We want to make sure that I've got the capacity and our coaches have the capacity to serve you at the highest level. You are going to get our energy. You're also going to get anytime access to us daily in our Voxer app. So if you have a question, you do not need to wait until next week. You can pop the question in the Voxer app and say, hey, Chris, I'm struggling with this, or I have a question about this. And all of us are actually in there. So if it's a messaging question that you have, Ashley will answer it. If it's a tech question, Stephanie will answer it. If it's a strategy or a marketing and a sales question, you've got me. We also do group monthly marketing and sales calls, which is with our marketing and copywriting coach, Laura Mishingtano. And I shared with you early that we are bonusing you 6 months of free access to her smart writer called Content Cat, which is going to help you create your sales pages, your freebie pages, your emails, your Facebook posts. Like, it's incredible. And again, she's being generous. I asked her if she would be willing to give our people 1 month access. And she said, how about 6 months? And I'm like, what? Oh my God. Yes, of course. So you guys get 6 months of access to this. It's incredible. Yeah, it is a 12-month program because I want my brain and my eyeballs and my heart with you for a period of time. I don't want to just teach you something and then have you like say, okay, go swim on your own now. I want to help you hone and master the process. So when you work with me, we are going to constantly be in this together. Every single week, actually for the first 3 weeks of every month, you have access to live Q&A calls with me. So it's a combination of both one-on-one support and group support. So this isn't just an either or, it's a both and. And that's really what I want for you. I want you to be in a community with other high energy, amazing women that want to connect and collaborate with each other. And that is what we do. We connect, we collaborate with each other, we share each other's stuff, we invite each other into each other's Facebook groups, we cheer each other on. You get the piece that is going to help you build and grow your business by helping leverage other people's audiences here. And you also get the one-on-one support that honestly, I don't know any other business program that provides the one-on-one support like we do every single month like this. Like I have never seen one out there, and I created it intentionally like this because I knew it's what I needed. And we add things to it as we hear what our clients need. So I will absolutely pop the link here, but if you know that you want one of the spots, message me directly, okay? Because again, the link that I'm sharing with you in the chat here for Activate Abundance Academy, those are the regular prices for people who did not show up live today. If you want one of the spots, just go ahead and message me directly. And if you're not sure and you just want to have a conversation about it, more than happy to do that too. Again, I want you to also make sure that you are clear and you feel really confident. Now, there is a difference around, making a big investment in your business from a place of fear, or not making the investment from a place of fear versus feeling like, what, this is a heart yes for me. So before you even make a decision to join us or to work with me, I really ask my people first, get clear. Like, let's get clear with the decision. Take the money off the table and just check in. Do you feel like if you had this level of support, if you had the system, if you had the process, if you had the ways that you knew that you could show up on a daily, on a weekly, on a quarterly basis, is this something that you even want? Like, just start there. Like, don't even worry about the price right now. First, just get clear. Is this something that you want? Do you feel that would benefit you? If the answer is a yes, if you're a heart yes for it, then we can jump into a conversation around finding the money for the investment. Okay. Or finding the time, right? Time and money are two sides of the same coin. They bend to your priorities, my friends, right? So we can say, I don't have time all day long, but time bends to your priorities. Money bends to your priorities. We've all been in a situation where we didn't think that we had the money and that we had to figure it out, right? I did that with my very, very first business coach. I was a single mom. I had $25 in my pocket when I first started my business. I had kids to take care of, and I knew that I wanted to invest in a business coach because I was tired of what I call duct taping and popsicling stick things together. Getting a download here, watching a free training here, learning this from one coach, and just kind of trying to make it work on my own. And I decided, by Jenny, I decided that I wanted to invest in support. And yet I didn't have the $10,000 at the time to do that. And I had to figure it out. And I was like, all right, what am I going to do? How am I going to make it happen? My bank account said no, it wasn't there. I didn't have a savings account. I was 20 grand in debt. Okay. It wasn't there. So the realistic thing would have been like, yeah, I can't do it. Right? Nope, money's not there. Here's what I did instead. And so I just want to give you guys this, an example of if it feels like a heart yes. Ask yourself, how could I? Because that's exactly what I did. I said, I really want to do this. How could I come up with just the next month's payment? I didn't look at how do I come up with 10 grand? That felt too big to me. And I'm like, all right, how do I come up with $1,000? And what I did is I got together 5 people and I took them through my 6-week wellness program. And at the time I charged $200. Now my clients actually charge $500 for a 6-week wellness program. So this is back in the day. And I created $1,000. And I have to tell you that that was one of the most exciting days in my life because it showed me that I'm a powerful creator. It showed me that I was not dependent on or a victim of my bank account. It showed me that I could ask myself, okay, if I really want this, how could I make it happen? And it pushed me to think outside of the box, right? It pushed me to say, all right, how are you going to make it happen? And I was able to actually have a conversation with my coach and say, all right, I'm in, and how am I going to make this happen? And we brainstormed a couple of ways. Yeah. And I actually came up with the idea to just, reach out to 5 friends that I knew and see if they might want to go through this program. And they said yes. By the end of 6 months, I had hit 6 figures in my business. And the reason why I'm telling you that is not to say you are absolutely going to hit 6 figures in 6 months in Activate Abundance Academy, or look at me, I'm so great. It's because had I not said yes and asked myself, how could I wouldn't have made 6 figures in my business because I would have said no to the support. I would have kept popsicling and, duct taping things together, and I wouldn't be here with you today teaching. I wouldn't be here with you today, creating a book about the Soulful Abundance System. I wouldn't be here sharing the information and the ahas and the insights that I've learned along the way. And that is one of the most important and powerful lessons that I've learned being in entrepreneurship. And that is to first get clear, do I even want this? Do I even want this? And then if the answer is yes, okay, how could I? Like, let's start brainstorming some ways. What might that look like? Right? And then that's how you build momentum, because you cannot manifest anything from lack. You cannot create anything from lack, right? But the truth is that we're always creating. We're always creating. We're either creating from default, right? Oh, I don't have enough, which means we create more of I don't have enough. or we're creating from opportunity and possibility. And abundance is actually opportunity that hasn't yet been actioned. Income is also opportunity that has not been actioned yet. So it's less around, I don't have it, and more into, well, what's the opportunity here and how could I create it if this is something that I really want? Oh, thank you so much, Jen. Yeah, Jen says it feels way better than what I was taught and getting me better results. Wish I found her sooner. Absolutely. Yeah. So click the link. You can check out all the details. Don't click the link on the website, though. Reach out to me privately, either on Facebook or an email, and I will make sure that we, get you a special invoice link for either your $1,000. You can just say yes with $1,000, or if you want to pay in full, you'll get the half-day VIP day with me. Again, the first 5 get the private 30-day experience with me to create 2K to 10K in your first 30 days. 2 to 10K in your first 30 days. How would that feel if you were able to create $2,000 to $10,000 in your first 30 days? Probably like a rock star, right? Like you can do it. That's my intention. So that is it for today, you guys. Tomorrow we are diving into marketing. And I know that can sound like a dirty word, but it's really about how are you bringing new people into your ecosystem. Real quickly, I'm going to share with you that when we talk about attracting, nurturing, and inviting people, we're talking about how are we helping people raise their hand and say, yes, that's me, I'm looking for the support, or yes, that's me, I want that free thing, or yes, that's me, I'm interested in hearing more. Once they come in, right? So if you think about a house, Your house is your offer suite that we just talked about. It's your high-end, mid-tier, low-ticket offer, right? That's your house. Then you have a front porch on your house, because I live in the South and I love front porches and rocking chairs. And then you have a pathway that leads from your front porch. And along that pathway, we've got little benches or chairs or gardens that you can sit by and enjoy. And then there's a sidewalk that runs in front of that pathway. Okay. Your job as an entrepreneur is not to run out of your house and go to the sidewalk and grab somebody off the sidewalk and drag them into one of the offers. That's not your job. And that's why it feels icky and salesy, because that's what's being taught. Go book a discovery session and sell your XYZ thing, right? To a stranger. Strangers cannot be buyers. So I'm going to teach you the nurture method starting tomorrow. And it is, what do we do to get somebody's attention? Somebody who's just walking along that front pathway. How do we get their attention to have them turn off that pathway and just have a seat on a bench? There's no offer. We just want to give them a seat on the bench. Okay. We don't even make any offers to anybody until they have said, I would like to learn more about how I could have your support. And guess what we do then? We invite them to have a seat on the front porch. We're still not inviting them into the house yet. We sit down with them, we listen to them, we hear what's going on with them, so that then we can say, amazing, based on the results that you want, this is probably going to be the best way that you can get it. Okay. So when we have this system, this is called the nurture method. How are we attracting people to come have a seat on one or multiple benches, right? What are we doing to nurture them as they're sitting on those different benches? How are we inviting them to just have a conversation to see if they're even interested in having support, and then share the offer, right? That is so much different than what it is that, they're teaching out there, which is go get a sale, go close the deal, go get the client. Okay, awesome. I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. You can see that I'm really adamant that we do it a different way, because it just doesn't work the other way. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for them. Doesn't feel good for us. So if you want a conversation, even if you're remotely interested about Activate, go ahead and book your appointment with me. You can either book your holistic business assessment with me and you've got my eyeballs on it. I'm not going to invite you to work with me on that call. Or you can just say, Chris, I really want to have a conversation about Activate. I will absolutely hear you and listen to you. I do not force, drag anybody, coerce anybody, manipulate anybody to work with me, because I know that if I have to do that in the beginning, I'm going to be doing that for the next year, and I'm a no for that. Okay. So I will help you make an empowered decision, though, one that feels good, one that feels aligned, one that feels supported, and one that you walk away from feeling really, really good, whether you're a yes or a no. That's my commitment and my guarantee to you on that. All right, everybody, I will see you back here tomorrow. For those of you that did not get the freebie that you said that you needed, message me directly on Facebook. What we do is we take a screenshot here. And so if we don't have your last name, we might not have been able to find you. Okay. So Alexandra, if you didn't get it, we probably couldn't find you. Same thing with Regina, because your last name is not up here. So just message me. We'll make sure that you get it. And those of you that are here, we're also going to be sending you your the template for creating your high-end offer as well. So you'll be able to walk yourself through that, make sure that you've got what it is that you need. My pleasure, Mari. Yep, Mari, you were another one. My VA was like, what's Mari's last name? I'm not sure. So Mari, you tell me, reach out to me. We will make sure that you get that. All right, everyone, have an amazing evening. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Again, if you want my eyeballs on your system or your offer, make your appointment for the Holistic Business Assessment. It's in your email. If you want to chat with me about Activate, happy to support you. And I will see you guys tomorrow.